Numb of the power of words. Clearly understanding the musicology of rapology is wordology. Word worlds of people. Unborn MCs to be exiting from the womb of lyrical motherhood. Painful reactions, equivalent to her contractions. Ah, she screams, and the poetry dialogues are born.
Shining, rhyming, that's all we ever do. Is that not the truth? I'm asking you. Give me a response, cause this is where the ghetto is. They just need to drop a bomb.
I wanna know about yesterday. So I went to my neighbor, I said, hey, what was going on in 1970? He could tell me exactly, cause he was there. He dropped the jewels, cause a brother cared. It's lessons learned, the past gets burnt. He said, young man, you need to wait your turn. But when the gate opens, yo, really start running. And if I was living in the state, I wouldn't know that shit.
Yo, for every death, somebody is born. And you talking the ghetto is bad, well the ghetto is born. The ghetto's where you came from, it's where you was born. You gotta love where you at, you gotta love where you from. Cause every time I wake up, sometimes I wish I would die. But then I realize that this is where I'll be till I die. And ain't nobody gonna stop where I'm at, cause I done made it. And you talking about your things while I was very holding the gas.
Well, maybe I'd be down with this American dream, but it's an American scheme, it seems. A white picket fence in a house, all I see is God's projects, paint chips we stick in our mouth, asbestos, it's infected, I can't stand it. Cockroaches infested, it's all over the place. God damn it, we've handed us something, and what do we get from it? Nothing.
Nothing, what? I go outside in the morning, I get a roti, huh? Like I was living in Jamaica slowly. I sit back, watch the roster man walk up the corner. I smoke her every day, keeps my mind on steady motion. If I was living out of state, I wouldn't have no culture. They evaporate, suck it up like a vulture with blood. You know, like slugs that get ripped in. But when I wake up in the morning, I see my people, I feel uplifted.
Ghettos are beautiful versus ghettos are not. That is the topic that we dropped. You, Natasha, kicking the beatbox. Don't you understand? See, this is the way we rock. See, we try to have the conversation through the rhyme. It's what we do, yes, all the time. This is the aspect of hip-hop that you might not see on TV, on the radio. I said sometimes we know, sometimes we battle like this without fists, you know, without the guns, without the knives, without the violence. That's the way we keep the hood in peaceful silence. Ghettos are beautiful, ghettos are not. I said, at the end of the day, who cares? As long as you rock the spot, as long as you live your life to be true. Understand about the God that is within you. You got to be clear, you got to stay real dear. You got to open up your ears so you can hear and understand. As we break it down, turn on the volume as we in this sound. See, this was the debate we did for you this afternoon. This was the debate we freestyled, not a moment too soon. This was the debate, the dialogue that we did start. I'm sure it won't end today, but this is the end of this part.
Black, African American. How do these terms define your identity, or do they?
There was a time, like a year and a half ago, where I just wanted to stop being black, and I was walking around and I was like, yo, I'm brown, you know what I'm saying? I want to stop doing the brown thing, because one, I would just get too many questions, and two, because I was creating a whole new category myself, which follows along with that. Then I'm just making my own little group, so all my little brown peoples come over here, and the blacks sit over there, you know what I'm saying, which defeats the purpose.
People make such big things out of such little things. They tend to blow it up. That's how I see it. But if you black, you black.
Black is supposed to be something negative. I mean, you have all these nice little connotations to white, and then you looked up if you looked into the old dictionaries, you see black, and there was just all these negative words that were just left to define that. And I mean, why should I define myself by something that was created for me to like denounce me?
In the 60s, we was classified as niggas, right? In the 70s, we was classified as Negro. In the 80s, we was classified as black. And now in the 90s and 2000, we're African American.
from Negro to Black to African American was not invented or created by anybody else other than us. And it reflects our originality and the evolutionary process of our identity. From Negro to Black to African American to African, I love them all. All I don't want to hear is nigger.
2 weeks ago, I slipped and I said to my West African boyfriend, nigga please. And his mouth dropped open, extremely offended that you would talk like, quote, those people. Those people being my people, who he refers to as those people, but I'm not one of those people because I'm better than those people. And it just opened up this big can of worms of me going, oops. You know, and like, where did it come from? And it came from because I had been working with a lot of teenagers. And it just slipped right back in. It just slipped right back in my vocabulary.
Because I've seen old ladies in the church use that word. Like, they'll be all holy inside the church, and they come out like, that nigga getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people in my park, I go to playground, a lot of people that are older than me, and they use it. You know, and you don't feel right to go up to them and say, what you say, you know, say hello or say something nice, but I think that none of those people who say it, they don't really know what it means, so they're just gonna say it.
One time I was called a nigger. I considered it a compliment. And the man I was talking to, we were having a wonderful discussion. He said, but listen, nigger. And then he looked at me and I went, it doesn't rub off, Carl. So I felt that it was in a way a compliment that we were so friendly and we could talk freely enough with one another that when he said that, it was a slip in the tongue. But he wasn't seeing me for color and I wasn't seeing him for color. We were just two people together discussing.
But do you think it would have been different if you had said that to him?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you know, it's everything is a situation. You know, it's the fourth dimension. Where are we in time? You know.
Everybody has like this cutesy, like real, you know, the idealism thing going on. You know, we're all the human race. We're all one in the soul. You know, hunky dory, we're chums. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is just not true. We're just different people. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can relate, we can be friends, all that good stuff, but as far as like, you know, experiences, culture, history, we're different people, you know what I'm saying? We're not like one another in some areas, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's different when one person says it to me and when another person says it to me.
You don't want somebody that's not your lover to call you lover. You don't want somebody that's not your brother to call you brother. You don't want somebody that's not your friend to say, hey friend, how you doing? So, like, there's degrees of familiarity, and if you can work your way into a relationship where it's like, it's meaningful to say, hey, what's up, my nigga? And there's connotations behind it that are open-ended and not necessarily negative, then why is it a bad thing? It's just a phrase, it's just a word. It's the meaning behind the word, the way you say it. You can say bad words and put love behind them, I think.
Thank you.
Question. So among you and your wife's friends, like, would you say that? Like, that's what it sounds like you're saying.
Would I say nigger to my white friend?
Yeah, like levels of familiarity.
I would say what's up, bitch, to my friends sometimes. Like, I wouldn't use that word because it's not my culture.
Just know when you're using it around, you know what I mean? Just don't come out of going to Subway and be like, nigga! Like that, you know? Don't do that. Don't do that.
If you have to have all these rules for a word, why use it?
hymnals, my groans, my old-time Baptist church grandmother hums are inspired by kindred spirits that I've met along the way. From the guys in the corners to the revolutionaries exciting audiences with their charisma, they keep me fighting. They keep me writing because it is our footsteps, our struggles, our triumphs that define time. We define time. And for that reason, I sing praises every day because it didn't have to be this way.